project for today is making a base for one of my models, but let me show you what I got. So this model I finished not too long ago. This was the first model that I've done that has a decent amount of detail. So I mean stuff like the bottom of the hoodie, and we had shoelaces on the actual shoes and all that good stuff. So it was a lot of detail, or a decent amount of detail that I put into this model. And yeah, it came out good. This one's about 16 and a half, I think, somewhere between 16 and a half, 17 inches tall. So it's a pretty big model. Now he is really stable. Like, you don't have to worry about him just falling over. You know, a lot of people would keep these in a display case, but if you are somebody that would like to keep it out on like an end table or a like a living room table or something like that, you run the risk of somebody bumping the table and it falling over. And with resin, you really don't want that to happen. You really want to avoid any type of falls or anything like that, so that you don't crack it or damage it in any way. So my idea was to use this nice chunk of maple and put him on there like that. So I had already designed him to have a base. As a matter of fact, I put a dowel hole in the bottom of that foot. So he's already prepared to receive a base. Now here's the problem. I designed him with a base and I use a program called Nomad Scope. Now one of the issues with Nomad Scope is there's not really a I guess reliable way to make anything dimensionally accurate. So what I had to do was literally take a top-down shot of this base. Let me take it out of, let's go back to Netcat here. So I had to take a top-down shot of this base. You should be able to see on camera that that is the hole for the dowel. I also 3D printed the dowel, which is here. That's ready to go. So I took a screenshot and then I put it in the program that I use to print my sculptures, which is ChichuBox. In ChichuBox, it gives you the actual dimensions of what it is that you're printing. So I put it in that program. It gave me the dimensions of this platform. And then with that screenshot, alongside with the actual dimensions of this platform, I was able to put that in my software that I use for the CNC machine and accurately place that dowel so that he will fit on this base. All right, so in Carbide 3D, you're able to put a reference image in the back, which is the screenshot that you see here in the background. I have the opacity down so that I can see. And then I clearly just made a circle inside of the program. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's a bright orange. And now it's black if I click off of it. So that's a black circle there, and that's the black circle for the dowel itself right there. And pretty much what you do is you line up your circles to where they're supposed to be, and then you just punch in the dimensions right over there. So that's going to give me that'll give me the exact dimensions there, so I can just punch that in, and now we know that this is the correct size for what we need. Now obviously that piece of wood is square, not circle, so what I'm going to do for that is measure that square, put a square in here, and then just center it. So let's do that real quick. So basically what I'm going to do is just get a measurement off of this. So we're looking at 7 1/8, 5 7/8. With that information, we can then make a square. Now all you got to do is take that square and center it. Okay, now that it's centered, you know that this is where that circle needs to be at in order to fit on this square piece of wood. All right, so this is what I came up with. I'm gonna round over the corners, and then I did move the dowel location over about 1/4 inch. That was just to give them a little bit more clearance on the edge of the base. But only other thing we're gonna do is once I get this cut out, I'm gonna flip it over and cut a recess on the bottom. Alright, after doing a good bit of sanding, we're gonna wrap this up with the good old trusted Odie's oil. It's pretty easy to use. I usually warm mine up a little bit and apply it with a buffing pad. This is just a little small piece that's cut off. And you buff it on, and then you clean off the excess with some shop towels, and you're all set. Alright, we are done. Quick little project. I wanted to keep that live edge on there, but I did kind of smooth it out a little bit. Now I can keep them out. and don't have no problems.